Hey, what's up, everyone? Mark Rosen here, and today we're going to be doing a throwing mechanics analysis on Justin Herbert, the quarterback for the Chargers, one of the best quarterbacks in all of the NFL. He is currently leading the NFL, actually, this year. We're only 3 weeks in, but he's thrown for 860 yards, which is leading. He's doing really good in all areas, including the win, which ends up being probably the most important when we talk about a quarterback, just because you want to be able to win games. They're 3-0, beat the Chiefs, beat the Raiders, beat the Broncos, and we'll get in depth into what really stands out or some of the good things that he does here. Here's a good option where he's rolling out to the side, kind of stops here, sees that the defensive end is going to be able to get pressure, and is able to deliver a throw. Now, what the stands out about his throwing mechanics is he's really not as much lower body driven as we see a lot of people. You can see how he really pushes off with that back leg there, but then he uses a lot of that front arm and the rotation in his spine to be able to deliver the throws. He still ends up being very accurate, which means that his wrist flick has to be pretty effective. But a lot of what he does is based off of the mechanics that he gets through this movement here. Now, I think he does a good job of loading into that back knee to get started, and he really keeps his weight back there. So you can see he's kind of pushing or extending with that back leg at that point, not really pushing forward, but more just extending out of the knee. And then from this position, this is where he gets a lot of his power from, where he starts to kind of pull that front arm back. He kind of reaches. He has kind of that baseball type of throw where he reaches with that front arm and then drives the front arm back as he's getting the elbow through. And again, that creates a lot of rotation within the upper spine. It makes it so he's able to generate a lot of power through there as he's going through the throw. Now, this translates into some of these throws where he ends up throwing the ball deep and then also on the run. And what I really like too is he has a great follow through. So notice here we can see he again isn't getting a ton of push, but he does get a lot of rotation in that back foot and in that hip. But notice how he really extends all the way forward with that follow through. I think there's one thing we could take away from Justin Herbert. What he does really well is going to be that follow through and how much extension he's able to get, and the combination of using that front arm to really create that follow through with also executing and coming all the way. See how he gets all the way through with that back shoulder. Whoever kind of taught him that did a great job of being able to help him out, because it seems like that ends up being really beneficial for him. Here's a good example of him just kind of throwing on the run, where he had to kind of move out to the side a little bit, and does a good job here of just being able to get that rotation in that front shoulder. I think it's important to understand and be able to practice what you're doing to throw on the run to make it so then you're able to have a lot of success. Now, in terms of some of the things I think he's doing well with breaking down the plays, we can see here, this is in week 2 against the Raiders. You can see that at the very last second, they go and send a basically all-out blitz. They're going man coverage. And notice he just goes and looks right at the safety, identifies it, sees that both those guys are in man. And right here, he already decided he's basically going to throw the ball, right? Because I think that it's important to understand, like, as a quarterback, when you're looking at the defense, when you're making this decision, you have to be already loading as you're getting set up to then deliver the ball. So he's already set up, and then he gets the ball out of his hands quick. He identifies the blitz and immediately decides, okay, this is going to be the route that I'm going to throw to, just because I know I have an underneath route if they have the man coverage, and he just gets the ball out of his hands right away and puts it in a place where his receiver's able to get some yards. So really, really effective there at being able to just get the ball out of his hands quick. Here's a good one where he just goes through his progression really nicely. Looking to the left, right? He's looking on the left side of the field to his left wide out. Doesn't like what he sees there. Works back to this first drag route, which gets covered up by the linebacker. This one here works here, and then it works right through that, and then goes and makes a throw to his third read. Really like the progression, and just being able to see him work through that progression, I thought was really cool as well. We also have a deep ball here, and here we can see a great example of being able to really step up and drive off of that back leg as he's going forward. Again, great example of staying back, and notice when he throws the deep ball, he gets a little bit higher with that hand to then make it so then he can put more power on the throw. I do want to real quick just go over his release time so we can see his hand starting to go back probably about right there. I know we can't see it necessarily. It's probably better that way just to make it so then we could really see, okay, this is when he's starting the throw, is probably right around there, 6'2". I'm going to go 6'5", just because that's when the ball, I think, leaves his front hand. And then it comes out at about 9.9. So yeah, it's about 0.34, maybe 0.37 at the longest. He is a little bit taller. We see some of these taller quarterbacks have a little bit longer release, but still 0.34 is in a good spot. 0.37 might be a little bit long, but for him throwing the ball further too, we typically see, more like a 0.4 on like a deeper throw. So this ends up being probably like a 25-yard throw, not something super far, but he does put it on the line. He has to put more on it there for sure. Yeah, close to a 25-yard throw, and it took him about 0.34 to be able to go through it. I still think the idea, the goal is to get down to closer to 0.3. He has a little bit longer action though with his upper body for sure. We see some of those guys like Cam Ward and Justin Fields and guys like that are really, really quick with their release. Justin Herbert isn't necessarily super quick. He still gets the ball out of his hand quick, but he's just very, very effective at being able to be very accurate with his throws and not necessarily really quick. So I always think it's good to be able to take a look at some of this stuff, be able to break it down, see what he does well, what he can maybe work on, be able to make it so then you can use this information as a quarterback to be able to improve your own throw. So if you're looking to improve and you want some coaching or want some better understanding of what are some things that can help you when it comes to your mechanics, then I would recommend checking out the link down below. We have Quarterback University. We also have a Throw 60 program to make it so you can improve your throwing mechanics as a quarterback, both from a power perspective as well as from like an accuracy and release time perspective. Make it so you're healthy when throwing the football, all that type of good stuff. If that interests you, go ahead and check out the link down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.